August 9th, 2012. That was the date when the Guam Environmental Protection Agency denied the Guam Resource Recovery Partners permit application to open the Gotali landfill in Atintano, Santa Rita. In response, GRRP filed an appeal with the Guam EPA board, and they had been in the midst of conducting the appeal hearing process. Guam EPA then issued a letter to GRRP yesterday, stating it has rescinded its decision. GRRP spokesman Dave Sablan says they met with Administrator Eric Palacios last month to work out everything. When PNC asked why did it take so long for this to happen, Sablan explains the appeal process was just too long.
I frankly started seeing that, here we are making this whole process, which is very formal, because that's what's required under the law, for a few things that we just need to clean up in our application. And so that's why we decided about a month ago that what if we can just meet with the administrator, go over these issues that he brought up in his denial letter and see if we can correct those and basically, move forward from that point.
With Guam EPA's denial now revoked, Sablan says it pushes the clock back to last August and gives them 120 days to correct deficiencies within their application. He mentions this is more than enough time to address Palacios' concerns with financial assurances, leachate control, and differences with the Chamorro Land Trust lease and post-closure plans. He notes once the landfill opens, then their 25-year lease period begins.
His main question was that if your lease is only for X number of years and your post-closure goes beyond that, in terms of your post-closure responsibility, goes beyond that, how is that going to be addressed? And the simple answer is that the responsibility of GRP does not end with the lease. It ends with the responsibility post-closure, which is 30 years after the Gotali landfill closes.
However, Santa Rita resident Ken Leon Guerrero believes even though the denial was revoked, GRRP's ability to produce credibility and credible documents for the landfill permit application comes up short.
I don't think they are going to be able to correct all the deficiencies in that application in 120 days, because they have a lease that is rapidly running out.
Leon Guerrero has raised opposition against GRRP's landfill and incinerator plan since 2007. He says what's happening now raises even more questions.
So if they can't get enough money to build a bridge to do the required studies, how are they going to be able to build this project cost effectively, operate it cost effectively, and bank enough money in just a few short years to build this, pay off the loans, and bank enough money to monitor and maintain the site for 30 years after it closes.
Leon Guerrero also argues GRRP's plans to buy the Ladzing landfill are not viable. He says he still has confidence in Guam EPA's decision-making abilities, but notes GRRP has found an administrative loophole in this process. Meanwhile, Sablan is hoping to get the landfill permit application approved by summertime. He asserts there are no more hearings to go through, and the focus is now on cleaning up the remaining deficiencies.
I don't see them getting approval after another round of public comments. And I don't see them being able to convince the government, the EPA, the US EPA, or the people of Guam that they're capable of pulling off this project in the time left on the lease.
And that's really all that we are concerned about. In fact, the administrator and GRP were all very clear on that point, that as long as the environment and the health and safety and welfare of the people are protected with this project down in Gotali, he does not see any problem in terms of granting us what we are requesting in our application.
Josh Dikenko, PNC News.